Hello and welcome everyone to the Skinny Jean Gardener Show, the best bits, week 2, and what a week it has been. It's been a week of ups and downs. That is for sure. If you're homeschooling, oh my gosh, do I respect everyone. I mean, I respect myself for homeschooling because I think I'm doing very well. Anyone else that listens to the podcast, and if you're homeschooling at home, I feel your pain, guys. I feel your pain. It has been a week of, like I say, ups and downs. For me, we did the homeschooling thing. We had a little tiny accident in the week with Olive where we had to pop to hospital and she cut her head, but she's okay now. Let me just make that clear. She's okay now. There's nothing worse for a father to see your little 5-year-old daughter in absolute tears. There's nothing worse for a 5-year-old daughter to look back at their father in such a panic and go, what's wrong? Nothing. It's all under control. Nothing. It's been one of those weeks, guys, out in the garden. But back to the podcast, everyone. It's been a awesome week where we've been chatting a lot about recycling this week. It's been one of those things that have been on everyone's mind, and I'm not sure necessarily why, but it seems like a subject that's really come up a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really important, but it's just one of those things that have come up quite a lot this week on the podcast. We've also done a whole show on recycling and also the classic. Bring is now a classic. It's only the second week, but we'll call it a classic. School gardening to help you, dear listener, to help you out if you are thinking of ideas to do with the kids. Because I know it's difficult. We got a whole massive pack of paperwork to try and get through, and a little bit of light garden relief. Getting outside, very much welcome. I don't know why. I really don't know why this week it's been one of them recycling things. Even Olive today, I was working away down here in the shed, and I come back up to the house, and Olive and her mum had been out collecting all the rubbish that the binman. I mean, it was recycling, but for some reason they didn't turn up till 2. Not having a go, guys. It's Culture Council, not having a go. But a lot of it got blown around the street, and Olive, off her own back, said, let's get out there, Mum, collect that recycling because it is going to be a danger to wildlife. It filled my heart, guys. It filled my heart. Stories, not quite like that in today's best bits, but loads of people calling in, which is great. And hopefully some amazing ideas for you to grab hold of and do with the kids at home, just to keep yourself entertained in this lockdown that is and seems never ending. We are going to get there. We're going to laugh about this one day. Is this on? Hello? Hello? We're going to laugh about this one day. We will, honestly, we will. So much coming up, team. Very excited. Thanks for joining me. If you're listening on the podcast, absolutely awesome. Before we crack into it tonight, if you want to support the show, as you know, we are not sponsored this year. No matter. Means we can do what we want. Oi! We did anyway, didn't we? We did anyway. But if you want to support the show, you very much can by just, if you're watching, thumbsing it up. Thumbsing it up, guys, or sharing the stream. Share it to your mum, share it to your nan. And if you're listening, do the same. Share it on your social medias. Let people know. And hey, if you're listening, come and join us. We are live Monday to Friday. Join us in the comments. Join us on the phone lines, and join us on the show. We have a lot of fun over here. We have a great team keeping the good ship Skinny Jean Gardener going. So come and join us on the show. Right, that's enough of me rambling today. Should we get into it? Shall we? Let's do it, everyone. This is the best bits of week 2. Facilia.
Pacilia.
Or Pacilia. You just read it off there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on.
Oh, I can't hear you, Anon. I've done something wrong with the thing. Anyway, Alison Poo is what I got.
Good evening, Lee. How are you?
Great, mate. Your signal is always terrible, but I'm good, my friend. Excuse me. You got an allotment? When I go, don't put artificial grass on top of me, all right?
You got to get composted, Lee.
Yeah, right, let's see what you got, Costa. Let's see what you got.
My passion for gardening was sown in my grandfather's backyard.
Must say, absolute. let's start from the start. Incredible beard. Just saying, incredible beard. It's also nice to see a gardening program with some sunshine, isn't it? I mean, I feel like we're missing that right now. I should also mention this is about 10 years old, this episode, but let's get into it.
In among the fruit trees, the snake beans, the vines, the vegetables, the chickens, the worms, the compost, he showed me the importance of soil to life. And I'm at my happiest when I've got my hands in the dirt. Hi, I'm Costa.
Not telling us his surname. It's such a difficult surname to pronounce. Hey, I'm Costa. I really miss getting my hands through the soil. At the moment, my soil absolutely frozen. You won't be getting your hands through that soil. I should mention I love getting my hands through soil when it's warm. If it's wet and cold, I'm not such a fan of it here. This is the sort of gardening program I'd love to present.
Tonight, how to create a garden of the future.
It's a dream that's beginning to come to fruition.
We solve a water disaster. I can swim in here.
What's going on in 15 seconds? You would, by the way, I don't think a lot of this we won't be seeing from Monty Don. I love this already.
And the simple steps to a tranquil garden.
That is why gardener, they are so happy.
Every garden I walk into is a veritable feast for the senses, from the touch to the smell to the tastes to the sounds.
If, by the way, if just a sideliner, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, head over to Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. YouTube, for some reason, don't like me commenting on old 10-year-old videos, so it may cut out. So if you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter.
Since the very early days in my grandfather's backyard, it's become my life to be involved with the design and creation of abundant gardens. And you can do this too. It's time. There's a groundswell of change, of communities coming together, of people growing veggies again, and of families beginning to appreciate the rich pleasures of a simpler life.
Oh, I might be totally wrong. If there's any Australians watching or listening, then let me know. But I really feel like, I mean, this program definitely portrays it, that Australia are a lot further forward with GYO and things like that. I don't know what you think about that, but that's what I think.
For me, gardens are all about bringing people together. Be it the Botanic Gardens, a local park, or even your own backyard over a barbecue, gardens are truly a conduit for the community, where people can share ideas, thoughts, techniques, feelings, even family history. And the good news is community gardens are popping up all over the country, like the amazing Northey Street City Farm in Brisbane's CBD.
Do you think, dear listener, that the reason perhaps the gardening in Australia is a little bit further forward? I only say that because I know, for instance, as you know, I'm into a lot of school gardening, getting kids into gardening, and their school platforms are a lot further ahead for gardening than we are. I only say it because that's what I see from that. But do you also think that maybe the reason is a little bit, I don't know, we do have hot summers now, don't we? But I don't know if I mentioned this, I've just mentioned it all the time. I spent a year in Australia, and I mean, their winter is our summer. It's always pretty warm over there. There's no need for a big, thick jacket in the winter over there. So I wonder if the temperature makes a big difference. And I suppose could probably grow. It'd be interesting to find out what their seasons are like, because we have a pretty definite cut-off point around September, October time, winter. I'm wondering if over there they don't have that. If you know, let me know in the comments. But it's a good question. Wowza. If you guys fancy supporting the show, then you know where it's at. I really do appreciate everyone for watching. As I said at the start of tonight's show, if you fancy supporting, there's a few different ways, from buying new merch. Mine's on its way. I can't wait. You can buy me a couple if you fancy buying me a couple, or just grab the book. I know if you've got the book. But the biggest way you can support the show, which I appreciate so much, is just by liking, thumbsing up, sharing it out there, and letting people know about it. That's really, here we go. I'm just trying to sell my life away right now. And this is here we have it. Go on, hello, mate.
Hello.
Who is speaking?
It is David Dominy.
Hey, the Butt King, David sorry, I got muddled up. Hey, David Dominy.
Just joking. It's not. It's Mr. Saggett.
Oh, I'm not sure if I
had to do that, didn't I?
You so got me. You so got me. I thought you were going to come on and tell me about how you were recycling your £80 planters from last year, put them on the fire.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid to disappoint. I thought I was just tapping in saying on the PC, and his name came up, so I thought of him.
It happens sometimes in my nightmares.
Yeah. Anyway, we won't get into that.
No, not tonight. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. How's yourself?
I'm feeling funky. Is that a good word? I don't know. I thought it would sound cool. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man.
Good. Well, you're on quite an interesting subject about recycling in the garden today. I think it's an interesting subject anyway.
It's good to think about, especially this time of year.
Well, I think as gardeners, we're terrible for spending money, so we try and do everything that we possibly can anyway.
Very true.
And I'm always of the belief that everything has a second use. Whether it looks good is another thing. I mean, you've got to be quite artistic to make some of these projects that you see look good.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is, you see people sticking flowers and stuff or plants in a welly boot or something. I try and do that. It looks awful, but you see it on Pinterest or somewhere, it looks amazing.
Biggest thing with those welly boot partners, I really like them.
Yeah,
they need supports inside the welly boot to keep the shape of it. And also, I tried doing this make. I think I've talked about it before on here. I tried doing that make at a garden centre once in front of a little audience, and didn't realise that it was a metal bottom to the to the welly boot. does make it more
Yeah.
difficult. So if you are doing it in front of an audience, make sure you don't ham up like that.
Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. But, no, I think that if you're very artistic, you can do some amazing stuff with upcycling. And even if you're not very artistic, give it a try. You're not going to lose anything.
That's it. I think there's got to be. I don't know if this is an actual thing. Probably must be somewhere. There is a certain gardener's eye to art. That's not the right word for it, but as
I
gardeners,
get what you're saying.
we have a certain, like, other people would come along and go, "What the hell is that?" I don't. This could just be me, by the way. So, what the hell is that? And I'm like, I've remade that. I've carefully / quickly remade that into a plant pot, and it looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're very good at that sort of thing anyway, and it does look amazing. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're a very artistic person, as I think they said that as they shouted behind the car. Yeah, there's loads of different things. I mean, that is the thing. Like, I think also, like, I am very much like, I can't throw stuff away. If something inside the house is going to charity, not that I don't mind giving to charity, don't get me wrong, I love it, but
yeah,
before it goes to charity, I think, could I make a plant pot out of that?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah, to the point that not this year, not the year just gone, the year before that, my mate was getting rid of his bathtub, which I was going to turn into something, but it turned into a terrible idea in the end, which I had to remove. You remember it, right?
I do remember it. Yes, yeah, it was sunk in your ground, if I remember right.
Yeah, which, thinking about it now, totally pointless.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me at the time, did you? But you don't hurt my feelings, did you?
Well, it wasn't my place to say anything. It's your garden. You do what the hell you like with it. It's your bathtub as well.
Well, it actually wasn't. That's the problem. Anyway, yeah, I think we're very good at doing that. And all I would say on that side of things is think before you make.
Yeah. But I think sometimes when you go on things like Instagram or Pinterest, when you're looking for inspiration, it's amazing what people can do with what we consider junk, and that is recycling to its finest.
100%.
And I think it was last year you said to me that your council had stopped collecting recycling materials during the first lockdown.
Yeah, they did. It was brilliant.
And you turned around to me and said it was brilliant. Yeah. Go into that a bit more.
Yeah, it was good. Everyone was moaning about it, and because obviously, especially you've got kids, but even if you didn't have kids, because we had so many materials, like you can go to, like, I don't know, it's a hobby craft, for instance. Well,
yeah,
basically. We had hobbycraft outside our back door. Just everything wasn't on shelves. It was just in clear bags.
Yeah.
And that kicked off. I want to say, no, maybe not March time. End of March time, when we had lockdown, the first lockdown.
Yeah.
And that was the time that people were sowing seeds. And a few people said, "I've got nothing to sow my seeds in." I was like, literally, just look through them clear bags, because you've got everything in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was suggesting at the time as well, if you get food containers, you might get a ready meal come in, or fruit sometimes comes in those plastic containers as well.
Yeah.
I was saying they're brilliant for sowing microgreens in.
Yes.
Just add a bit of tissue at the bottom, scatter your seeds, spray in water, bish bash bosh.
Brilliant. In fact, I tell you what I'm going to do, right? On Thursday, we've got our kids show. On Thursday, I'm going to attempt to create everything you need for gardening out of recycling.
There we go.
There we go. We've just come up with a challenge there for Thursday's show.
Okay, everything you need, you're going to create out of. So I want a digger.
A dibber.
A digger.
A-
proper petrol powered or diesel powered digger.
I mean,
So I want to see how you create that out of recycled materials.
Okay, well, there'll be some limits, all right? Don't take them back. There'll be some limits.
Okay.
But I'm going to do that on Thursday. That sounds like a good... That goes along with tonight's show quite nicely. And I think I could probably do it. Everything from watering cans to tools, we're going to do it Thursday.
Yeah, excellent.
Because, like I say, it's a good time. Last week, we're talking about resolutions, but talking about recycling is a good thing to think about right now. I think new year, new start, new recycling journey.
Well, the trouble is in this country is we create too much waste, and it's not necessarily our fault, but the way stuff is sold to us. I mean, why do you need apples wrapped up in plastic when you buy them?
You don't.
Personally, I don't buy apples like that anyway, but it's just a bit of a bit wasteful, and we've got to put up with that in this country because we're not strong enough to say no.
It's not great. Hello?
I've actually managed to use the tech.
This is amazing. I can't believe I'm seeing you right now.
And I did tell you I was wearing glasses. These are real. I haven't just put on comedy glasses just for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my glasses do look very similar to that. I can't get used to them at the moment, but anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, and they're a bit shiny, actually. Yeah.
How are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, lockdown. Woo-hoo.
Loving it.
I'm so pleased I managed to get on because, I was talking about the packs that I've sent out to the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually still got one here because I kept one so I can do it at home with my little one as well.
Show me what you've created.
So, obviously, recycle. Got loads of these left over after Christmas.
Of course, brilliant.
Various chocolate things, including loads of my neighbours. So I asked those neighbours socially distanced to donate those. And then in here, I have got a rock. Obviously, you need a rock.
Ooh.
I'll explain it. Bag of bird seed.
Brilliant.
Bag of compost.
Great.
Because these kids aren't necessarily going to have these things. Now, I know they're in plastic bags, but I have said to the kids that absolutely everything they're going to use that's in these packs, they're going to use.
Yep. Brilliant.
Absolutely everything. And this is sort of another plastic bag. And then in the plastic bag, these are the canes. These are what I cut with my own hands. And it took blimmin' ages to do. And yeah, my hands hurt afterwards. Yeah, I'm just taking it out of here. So, packs of seeds.
Wow.
So, broad beans. They're not necessarily going to like broad beans, but they're nice looking plants, aren't they? So, and they grow this time of year.
They're good to put in, aren't they?
And they've got some hollyhocks and some French marigolds, which sort of I've planned them a 7-week program. So by the time we come around to those, because you don't know how long it's going to last, do we? So who knows? They've all got a hyacinth bulb.
Oh wow, this is awesome! Like an awesome Christmas present.
I know, it's great, isn't it? They've got cotton wool.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have eggs at home. Cotton wool, cress heads. Why wouldn't you do it with kids? And then a couple of parts. They've got some string in there. Got this plastic container here.
Wow.
So they can make their own sort of little mini greenhouses. So, it's a nice little pack. And then sort of they've got, where's my information pack? I've got so much stuff on this desk. This is where I've been teaching all day. And then they've got the little packs as well.
Oh, wow. How many of these did you make?
I actually made 12.
Wow. That is still quite a lot.
Yeah, but luckily there's an awful lot of stuff which is either recycled or I already had. Pretty easy to get hold of. So, it's also encouraging them not only to keep on growing and be enthusiastic about it, but also sort of look what you can make out of nothing kind of thing.
That's what it's about, isn't it? Oh, Jane, you've done so well. Jane, you should start knocking these out on Facebook. You'd be a billionaire by the end of lockdown.
Well, I am actually doing, because I'm obviously doing the live lessons with the kids for school. So I'm recording them and I'm putting them out there on the Twitter and the Instagram, so that any other teachers out there who are struggling to do something sort of, more practical based with their kids, they can either use my videos or they can have a look at my videos, see what I'm doing, do their own versions, and then share that with their kids as well.
Oh, that's so good, Jane. I'll make sure I share them out over on there, because that is wicked. That is a lot of effort going into it, but definitely worth it.
And that's just one of my subjects,
One of the many things, one of my many talents, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. So, kids and gardening, even though it's lockdown, we can still keep going with it.
That's it. Amazing little packs there to keep them going as well. Also gives them like a focus as well. I think getting outside and having have one of the things I've found has been, it's been so heavy with some of the work, just getting outside a little bit with Olive has been a bit of a break.
Well, the thing is, that's because I teach lots of subjects which are very much computer based, and I'm just getting to about 15 minutes towards the end of the lesson saying, right, okay, that's it, get away from the computer, because otherwise, it's just too much. So they need timeouts.
Yeah, definitely. Nice one, Jane. Thanks so much for showing us what you've been up to.
That's all right.
And good luck.
Move this seat, because I've been in this seat all day.
Good luck. Have some rest, and back to it tomorrow.
It's Friday tomorrow, though. It's Friday. This is my desk. This is where I'm sitting during the day. I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see my view.
You've got a window. You've got a window behind you. Just turn everything to the window.
I know, but the thing is, though, I've only just realised today that I'm actually looking at a whole cabinet of alcohol.
Focus.
If I moved into the kitchen, then where I'd be sitting, I'd be looking at my packs of seeds, and it's just that's just even worse, really, isn't it? So I want to get outside and sow stuff, or I want to drink stuff.
No winning. There's no winning.
No win.
Thanks so much. I'll speak to you later, all right?
See you later.
Davidson Plum. It's another beautiful native plum tree of the rainforest.
They've got everything growing. Oh, I like that. Stop the thing. So you may have seen, right? Let me just, I don't know what's going on with the sound on this, but I think maybe YouTube have stopped it when I downloaded it. But did you see that? Let's just pop back a little bit. I know we're really going into this deep, but
every drop of water here on the city farm is used. Here, the spray sprinklers water the pots, but as the water drips down, it serves to water some great plants.
Here we've got some Lebanese cress. There's some spearmint here, which just smells fantastic. Around the front, we've got some Brazilian spinach, and there's also some mint. But the best part about it is that as the water drops down and waters the plants and our other crop underneath, it goes through this gravel and runs around the back into the backyard garden. Every last drop counts.
That is genius. I really love water. I love water saving ideas like that. I actually saw recently, I walked past someone's house and they've done that around the fence line. And I did this, in fact, in my garden. You might have seen when I used to show my garden off. Used loads of old hose pipe that I got from Jimmy's farm, back in the Jimmy's farm days. He had loads of hose pipe just hanging about, not doing anything, being dumped. I think it was going to be dumped. And so I kept it all. I put it underneath the taxi, and it was only last year, I think. Yeah, it must have been last year, or the year just before that I used it. And I put it all the way around my raised beds, all above it. And I sort of got the idea from the veggie pod. If anyone's got a veggie pod, there's a little sprayer, a mister that goes along the top, which waters the bed. And what I did was I put a little frame above each of my raised beds, run a hose pipe along the top. Here's a top tip, guys, if you want to get water in. And then I got some snips and just snipped along where I needed it, where I needed the hose pipe and the water to go down. I've also got it in a little junction box. Should mention that, so you can turn which raised bed gets water when. and it just sprays like a little mister and sprays through. A really good point that is made there is when I turn on those misters, it obviously goes through the raised bed and it just pours out the bottom. The ones I'm talking about are the wooden ones. The veggie pod sort of holds the water a little bit better, which is good. But all that water pours through, hits the decking, and then just goes through the decking and it goes to nothing. A really good point, which I'm going to take away from this, is what happens to that water? It just goes away. What could we do with it? How could I set up a tray of sorts? Which I'm going to now. I need to write this down. How would you set a tray up, which then collect the water and then you can reuse it? One of the ways I'm thinking is, so I've got my raised beds on these watering systems, but I haven't got anything. So, how am I gonna describe this? I've got a little courtyard at the back of my garden where the taxi is. I must show you a photo at some point. The raised beds are in there, but there's nothing to water the rest of the garden. Usually I have to use watering can from the water butt that's also in the little courtyard at the end. If I could have something where I could water the raised beds and then it funnels down into an area which I can then, like almost a bathtub. Just trying to think. Anyway, good point from tonight's show is something we've learned is what happens to that water. How can we make the most of watering? At the moment, I know we've not got a problem. And if you're Ian Beddoes in Manchester, you'll never have a problem because it always rains. But for the rest of the country, when it is sunny, what happens to it?
I'm really impressed by the sustainable practices used here at the Northey Street City Farm. Later in the show, I'll show you the techniques they use and how you can use them at your place.
I love this. I've not looked at it properly yet, but where was it? That attempts, right? That attempts to rescue lost parrot in garden before realising hilarious mistake. Here we go. Dad of three, Stephen Maguire from Glasgow, was left in stitches. This is in the news, everyone. In the, what newspaper is this? The Mirror of all news of papers. He was left in stitches when he headed out to rescue a lost pet he spotted in his garden, only to realise it wasn't an exotic bird at all. I'll quickly fly past what it was. This is good. Where is it? Oh no, you've seen it now. Hang on. Right. Julie shared the photos of the incident on Facebook because if it didn't go on Facebook, it didn't really happen. Writing something to make you giggle. My husband looks out our window to our garden and says someone's pet parrot is in our garden. For God's sake. And it doesn't look well. I'll go and catch it and I'll put it on the local Facebook page. I'm presuming not selling it. Off he goes and my phone rings. All I can hear is hysterical laughing. Husband can't actually speak. I hear, it's a brush. It's a brush. This lockdown is affecting us all. The post went viral and gained more than 32,000 likes and people were quick to defend the mistake. As one comment said, this is great. You can see a parrot in the first picture though. Another wrote, that's made my day. I'm chuckling away here. Drew said afterwards, Stephen noticed the parrot as he was eating breakfast and looked out the window. So do you want to see a picture if you're watching the show of the parrot? Are you ready for this? For God's sake. Come on. It's a puppet. Oh, God. Come on. Really? Oh, hi, mate. How you doing? I want to know what that guy was having for breakfast. I know, right? Come on. Recycling to parrots, guys. I'm going to leave the next story for next week because I think it's a good chat. But before the end of tonight's show, Beto says that parrot does not look very well. It's a brush. It's a brush, everybody. Unbelievable. What's I say? How can someone mistake that for a parrot? It doesn't have any wings. It was an ill parrot, wasn't it? Before we end of tonight's show, you've got 10 minutes left. Have you ever... Crikey. Have you ever mistaken a brush for a parrot? 0742 357 4520 to tell me if you have. That's right. Unbelievable. Next one is probably, I'm going to put this out there, is possibly my favorite thing to create a garden and make from. And it is the milk carton. I know that most households, where's my scissors? Most households will have a milk carton in the fridge. And we can use these. Give it a really good wash out before, if you're going to store it. I'm a bit worried that we've not quite washed this one out well enough. I'm hoping this is only from the other day. There's some milk on the bottom there, so I mean, I've done this before and it has stunk. So you've got to be careful. Make sure you give them a really good wash out. Again, milk cartons, especially these large ones, they've got a handle on them, so it's really great for watering. Just by putting a few holes in the end, fill it up with water, and then going out into the garden to water your garden. Really quick little garden and make there for looking after your plants. Again, how we did with the self-watering thing earlier, you can create that from a milk carton as well. Exactly the same way. Not as pretty, I don't think, but you can still create it from a milk carton. If you're up for it, tomorrow, every Thursday of lockdown, like I say, we don't do these midday ones that often. It's only because of what happened yesterday and Olive and not being able to jump on the stream at 8 o'clock at night. Every Thursday of lockdown, which probably is going to go on for a while anyway, but we'll do the show anyway. But every Thursday is usually Garden Hack Day. We've changed it up to Homeschool Thursday, which means we'll just be talking on Thursday nights about kids gardening, giving you ideas. Last Thursday, I showed you, and there's still time to enter and show me yours. I've got a few pictures coming in. From the milk carton, we cut the side out. Now, this is not our one. I'm going to show you me and Olive's tomorrow. But we cut the side out. Then what we do is we paint them up. Me and Olive painted it up. And then we fill them up with twigs, leaves, and all sorts. They all go into there. And it creates a really cool little bug hotel. Really easy, really simple, really miniature. Any size garden. A lot of these makes we're really creating for windowsills and any size garden at all. So really good one. If you've got a time between now and tomorrow, then go create it. Go check it out. Go check out my Instagram. I'll show you how to make one of them over on the Insta, ladies and gents. Liam says, looking good, Lee. My signal's bad. Have a lovely day, mate. See you tonight. Looking good, even with bad signal, says Liam Webb. So thanks for that, pal. Imagine what I look like with good signal, right? Anyway, let's move on. I can't believe actually we've done quite a few makes. I can't remember how many we've made, but today we are making junk into gold. Right, so watering can, bug hotel. What we're going to create from this is a few different bits. What have I got? So we've got watering can. We're going to make a little, you may have seen me make it before, a little compost shovel. Really simple. We're going to sow some seeds in here as well. And we'll show you the watering can one. So, right, let me just very carefully, let me just work this out as well, because I always do this wrong. So, let me start with this. So, we're going to cut the whole of the bottom of this off. Again, I mean, if you're a family, I mean, even as a couple, you might go through quite a bit of milk for breakfast, for a couple of teas, if you have the amount of cup of teas I have in a day, I need a cup of tea. I'll get one after this, an afternoon cup of tea. Then you'll probably go through quite a bit of milk. And so you have quite a few cartons left if your recycling is picked up twice a month, every 2 weeks. And then you'll probably have quite a few cartons to create these with. So to start off with, this is a great one. Again, just to create a place to, and there's a bit of milk in the bottom, so don't smell too groovy. Just to create something to sow seeds in. Just the bottom of that carton is just so simple and so easy. I love it. Then, with the top of the carton, I want to show you how to create a shovel. Now, all you do is you add... Oh, man. Just got old milk. Ugh. Hang on. Ugh. Old milk just poured on me. Nice. All for the stream. All we do is we cut towards... So I don't know if you can see that. Towards the handle. Really important, because I always muck that up. There. Not all the way over town. Then we go over straight. And then we cut away from the handle. And so, we'll keep that bit for a minute. And so, if you're new to gardening, if you try and do it on a budget and just want to have a little something to collect that soil with, just collect it up. So easy, right? It's so easy. Use it as like a little trowel. There is a name for this. I don't know what it's called. There's a special name. Probably a trowel. Compost scoop. It's a scoop. Really simple, really easy. If you've got smaller ones, you can create it with smaller milk cartons. But I love that one. And then finally, here's another little extra make. Where's them scissors gone? Is what we can also do with this. Is we can also, if you've got pens, paints, once again, we just cut a tab in there. I'll just make sure I don't cut myself. Be careful. Cut a tab. We've got a little plant marker. You can paint on there. Probably paint is better than pen. Won't rub off as easy. You've got a nice little plant marker to pop in. There's so much you can make from that.
For example, most of us would overlook the fact that water management is something we should all consider when purchasing a property. And that's exactly what Johnny and Marina Canaan did when they first walked onto this property in Brisbane's Cannon Hill. But little did they know the disaster that lay beneath.
I don't think no one buys a property and thinks, garden, toilets, cut the toilets, yeah. Cut the bedrooms, yeah. What's the water management like?
Now this is the source of Marina and Johnny's problem. Classic Queensland rain. I love it. But when it's not controlled properly, look at what happens. Look at the driveway. The drain here cannot cope. The drain is full. Doesn't matter how big it was. The drain is full. These steps, I could swim. I could swim in here.
If Monty Don's watching this, or Alan Titchmarsh, we want to see you in 2021 swimming in a rainstorm. They'd probably have to have someone help them up, but we want to see it.
Look at it. It's draining up against the house. Look at that. That's exactly where the water shouldn't be. Going up against the foundations everywhere. This whole grass area is full of water. It's an absolute disaster.
Now, don't get me wrong. Rain over there. Oh, we do have showers like this now and again, but rain over there is so much. If it comes down, it comes down in its literal bucket loads. I've got so many things going on this year, right? And I already know that the RHS do green and grey Britain, I think. Since last year, since we've been doing bits about saving water and with garden design stuff, and I talked a lot about my biggest regret is paving the whole of the front of my garden. This was before, to be fair to Lee, everyone, this was before I really got into gardening. But I block paved the whole of the front of my driveway. My biggest regret is doing that because of rainwater. All our drains are getting you'll see if it rains hard, you'll see going down your street an absolute river of water because the rain's got nowhere to go, where it used to sink into our garden, sink into the soil. And I already know I've got. We'll keep pushing it. I'll keep talking about it because I do want to do more, but we need to do more with our driveways rather than just pave over them. I think that's a really important thing. If anyone wants to take that one on, let us know. But it's a heck of a challenge. I know RHS do. We'll probably look into it one week. I think it's an important thing, but it's something obviously is worldwide. But if we all go around paving the front of our gardens like I have, I'm part of the problem. And I've seen just down my street at least 3 people in the past 6 months block pave the whole of their drive. We're going to be in trouble.
In fact, in the 20 years I've worked with water issues, this is up there with the worst of them.
It's not 3 days of just drizzle. From what I've experienced, it does rain heavily and it gets flooded quite quickly. So I think that's where we're finding out we have a major problem around the house.
Yeah, it's something that if we want to stay here for the next 10 years onward, I think it should be fixed.
How are you going to fix it?
Now, this may be a makeover of sorts, but don't expect a big glossy before and after. This job is far more important than that. This makeover is about saving Johnny and Marina's house.
I'm not being funny, right? How many gardens... Now, I'm going to lay into British garden shows heavily tonight, probably. But this is the sort of stuff that I want to see. We've had ground for the last 20 years. This is the sort of thing I want to see. Gardening shows talking about your front gardens and why we shouldn't block pave them. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. That's what we need. This is brilliant. I'm loving this. I hope you're enjoying this tonight, guys. Hello.
Hello, it's me, Lisa.
Hey, just talking about you.
I know. I was listening. So I was like, I might as well just ring in and chat.
Are you doing seed swap party on Saturday?
I don't think I've got the energy to do it every Saturday night.
I didn't know if it was like a weekly thing that you were kicking off with every weekend now.
No, we most probably will do it like once a quarter.
Cool.
Because it takes a lot of energy, and I've spent the last 2 days forwarding everyone's stories onto the pages, connecting people, doing all the admin behind it.
That's a job in itself.
It is almost a job in itself, but it was really, really successful. But no, we're most probably going to do it every quarter, do like a seed swap party and get more people involved. But it was really good.
It's amazing how many seeds people have got hanging about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have most probably about 30 or 40 packets to share in itself that were unopened, half opened and stuff. And already today, I've seen most probably 10 or 15 people go to the post office that have sent on stories that are sending seeds out all over the UK. So it's a really lovely thing because it helps people during lockdown as well, gives them another little thing to focus on. So yeah, it's really nice to do.
Yeah, it was good. I got a few people messaging me on Instagram asking about seeds. Someone
brilliant.
Someone even said, do you want me to send a self-addressed envelope? I was like, yeah, that's very kind of you, but no, it's okay. I thought that's a lovely group of people.
That's what I tell everyone to do. Send me a stamped address envelope, please.
Oh, that's good. There we are. I'm just dishing out stamps like anything. Like, yeah, have a stamp, until I go and buy a book and I'm like, how much is a book of stamps? I thought they were only like a couple of p.
Well, exactly. That's what I did last time. So when I started doing seed swaps back in the summer, in August,
Yeah.
I had so many. I was like £35 into stamps at this point. And someone turned around and said, why don't you just send you a stamped addressed envelope? Because it's a lot better. So this time I've learnt my lesson.
While you were saying that sentence, you must have pressed the button on your phone. It went boop. It sounded like you swore halfway through it.
Oh, right.
And I told them.
But no, thank you so much for coming on Saturday night. For anyone that hasn't watched, it was really, really good, and I really appreciate you coming on. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked that on a Saturday night. It was like a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, we're nearly up at 1,000 people that have watched the video, which is a lot for me. So yeah, I'm hoping I get a lot more people seed swapping in January and just having fun with it and utilising everything and upcycling as well, which is a big thing. So
your best or worst upcycle in the garden? Have you got one?
Oh God, my worst. My best one actually was the bug hotel that we followed out of your book.
Cool, thanks.
Because it was really, really fun and it actually just worked. And the more we added to it, the better it got.
Awesome.
So that was really good. What was my worst thing? Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, I do know. I tried to make some weird tomato shelter. I don't know why, from the sun over the summer with some random stuff that was around.
Yeah.
And the wind completely blew it down. I thought, well, that looks so much better on Pinterest.
Yeah, well, everything does. I think that's the worst thing you can do is look on Pinterest.
It is, because then you have these dreams and aspirations that yours is just going to look like it, like Richard was saying. And then when it doesn't work out, you're a bit like, oh, bum, that was really bad.
Yeah, it never looks the same. It never quite works out. It's like my jacuzzi bath that then ended up being ripped out. My mate could not believe his luck that I was taking his bath off him. And 6 months later, I was taking a bath, pretty dirty bath, full of soil, to the tip. So basically,
I do have one upcycling project that I really, really want to do this year.
Cool.
And I want to look for an old iron cast bed that someone is giving away on Facebook Marketplace, or like one of these upcycling. And I want to put it in the garden and turn it into a flower bed.
Yes, I've seen these and they look wicked.
Don't they look really good? And just fill it basically with like loads of nasturtiums that can like trail down there, and just loads of amazing wildflower seeds, so like the bees and butterflies can come in. And even underneath it, you could turn it into like a hedgehog and a bug hotel.
Yes.
So it's like multi-purpose up and down.
You should create a full-on bedroom set, but of plants. So I have a lamp, a lamp that could be like a little bird feeder thing. This little side table that could be like a wormery. It's brilliant.
It could basically be an outside bedroom.
Yeah.
Like a bedroom set in the garden.
Sorted.
Oh, I'm going to get onto that in the morning. I'm going to tell the team. I'm going to be like, right, guys, screw everyone else's projects that are £250,000. We're working on a garden project.
Something massive. I've got something massive. We're going to go skyrocket in 2021 with a
so good, wouldn't it?
Outdoor bed set.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm going to create the video and everything. You wait. Watch this space. Upcycling. Here I come.
Mate, thanks for calling in.
Oh, you're welcome. Catch you later in the week.
Catch
Thanks
later,
so
mate.
much for tonight's show. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love that idea. That's such a cool idea. Let's make that happen. This is so simple. Fill it with water, put the lid on, right? And in the summer, put that down the end of the garden. Wherever you're sowing seeds, wherever you're growing, put that down the end. And then throughout the day, that will very slowly heat up. Now, I always say this to the kids, and they usually say, yeah, I don't mind a cold bath. I was like, do you like a cold bath in the evening? When you get in from school, do you love to get out there? Do you love to get in the bath? Freezing cold bath. And obviously the answer is no. Like none of us do, right? And nor do our seeds or our little plants. So you've basically got warm water, nicely warmed up water throughout the day to pour on your plants, give them a nice bath to keep them nice and warm and happy. That's what it's about, right? To go a whole step, another step even, is to fill it with water. And then on the end of the cap, put some holes. All you need is a little tiny screwdriver to pierce some holes. Boom, 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 maybe 3. Screw it on. And you can just water your plants. Real simple, real nice and easy. I love that one. But nice warm water, really simple. If you have a few of these all lined up, full of water, also really helps, because what you can do is, maybe even if you've got 6 or 7 of these bowls, maybe 10, all filled with water, you fill them up at the tap inside the house. You either chuck them into a bag, chuck them into a box, chuck them in a little wheelbarrow, wheel it down. I know most of us, I'd say a good percentage of us, either have our growing areas at the end of the garden, a little bit out of the way, or around where you eat. You just leave them around that way. Then at the end of the day, you finish work, you come back, your kids have finished school. You haven't got to go up and down the garden. These are nice and warm, ready to go. Empty them, take them back up, do the same thing in the morning, fill them up, send them back down there. Makes it so much easier to water your plants. Really does. So it's a great one.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Oh, not too bad.
It's my dad. I realise this is an inside job, but we're here to do something for him that he's waited 5 years for.
About time.
The deal is, I'll do the garden if you cook me a lamb.
No problem.
Done?
A whole lamb? If I went around my mum and dad's house, I said, the deal is, you cook me a lamb, I'll do your garden. Did they see you later?
No, let's do it. Come on. Okay, our project for today is to deal with this overgrown garden bed between the pool and the fence. It's not really safe for Dad because he can't get in there. So what I want to do is totally clear it out, and I want to put 3 espaliered lemons that'll grow up against...
Is that the lamb in the background? I thought he meant like just put a leg of lamb or something on, not a whole lamb.
The fence. It'll give it much more space. Let's go. Key to clearing an overgrown area, work in one direction and load the stuff out as you go. In classic Greek fashion, it wouldn't be a lamb on a spit without 20 of your nearest and dearest. Oh, no.
Not anymore, Costa. Not anymore.
I'm in for trouble. Like Angela, a close family friend and font of all knowledge.
He's a good boy, and I remember his mother. She was a lovely lady. Lovely.
Emotional, isn't it?
The only thing is, worries me. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you better come on, confess. It's national television, that's fine.
This and that.
Everyone else horses. Jason was trying to call. Oh, I don't want you to text me and tell me, mate, not actually ring me. What was that? What did he say? Oh, I don't know. Was it about what he's like? He's a bit of a geezer.
Well, this area is all cleared now, facing north. Beautiful. Nothing hindering it. Plenty of sun all day, which is exactly what citrus want. I've gone for 3 espaliers. We've got a Tahitian lime here on the end, a Lisbon lemon, and a Maya lemon.
I've got the positivity bow here. Good. The only thing is, how's your dad going to get them? I suppose you're going to pop over Costa and get them, but surely you wouldn't put fruit next to the swimming pool. It'd be a mess of it bouncing in the pool, wouldn't it? Floating about.
Underneath, I'm going for a whole lot of mint and some chili, because he loves things spiced up.
You're creating a bit bit of an allotment here.
Any weed seed that might still be there after I've cleared it all, this basically caps it off. Then
What? Just newspaper?
I'm going to put manure, mixture of cow and sheep, then some straw, and that will break down and feed our citrus.
We would put cardboard down, wouldn't we? Fair enough, though.
Perfect.
Well, it might have been 5 years in the making, but Dad now has his very own kitchen garden.
Next to the pool, he's got to swim over to it, but it's still there.
One which will provide him with limes, lemons, mint and chilli for years to come. All he needs to do is water it twice a week.
I'd get in the swimming pool and just kick the water up. Whee!
Okay, here's to the new citrus garden there, and to the lamb dinner, and to everyone for being together. Yeah.
Are they sitting in the garage? They're sitting in the garage, aren't they? It's got to be a better place to sit.
Cheers.
All the best.
They're in the garage, aren't they? Having a party over. Put them in the garage.
To you too.
Next week on Costa's Garden Odyssey.
Come on then. What are we gonna see next week, Costa?
A garden that has healed a fractured community.
They look after it, protect it and use it. It's there.
An apple lover's mecca.
Surrounding me are 200 or more varieties of apples.
And the ultimate test of our drainage solution.
Who would have thought a drainage solution makeover could stretch over 2 shows? Not us.
It's now time to break our dam.
Wow, there we go, everybody. That was awesome, wasn't it? Today's challenge, everyone, is a frog pond. So, in the Skinny Jean Gardener book, available right now for £10, delivery on Monday. Where's the frog pond going on the book? Someone's took the page away. Where is it? Here we go. Frog pond, everybody. It's a great one. It's inside the book. If you've got the book already, most of you on watching probably have. It's a great one. You need a washing up bowl, you need a brick, and you need a roofing tile, everybody. All you do is you go into the garden, you find a nice little spot, either a little shady spot, a little place in the corner, a little bit where there's loads of plants already, maybe amongst some plants, and you dig into the soil a washing up bowl hole. Then you put the washing up bowl into the hole so it's flat with the surface of the soil. Not too much so soil goes into there, but just about flat enough. Then you pop the brick into the washing up bowl. Then you fill the washing up. Now the brick is for hedgehogs to be able to jump out of, because hedgehogs sometimes walk along, they're a little bit dozy, and they fall into your pond and then they can't get out. We don't want that. We put the brick in there so it's an easy little step for him to jump back out, shake himself off, and walk away. Then we fill it with water, and then we put a roofing tile over half of that washing up bowl. And what happens is the frogs will come along, they'll go in there, they'll sit on the brick, they'll chill out. If there's a little bit of sunshine, they'll try and find that bit of sun. If it's too hot for them, that roofing tile will give them a little bit of cover. And then, not yet, but coming into spring, coming into summer, you're going to get frogs come and visit your garden. You might not have a pond around, you might not have a lake, but they will find a way to visit you, and they'll make a home in that little mini frog pond. Gives them a great place to live. It also gives a great place for other animals like hedgehogs to have a little drink in. It's a super easy make, and I want to challenge you to that. So if you can get your hands on an old washing up bowl, or even just go and buy one on your weekly shop, I think they're about £1, maybe £2 at tops. Don't get an expensive one. And then go and put it in. I want to see this week, from Thursday to Thursday, you creating a frog pond. We are creating different areas for wildlife to come into the garden throughout the year, and having that there is absolutely perfect. Also, when it happens, when we start growing our plants, if you're growing plants, growing flowers, growing veg, the slugs are going to be loving life. Getting frogs and hedgehogs too, getting frogs into the garden will definitely keep those slugs away. They love them. They absolutely love them. So that, everyone, real quick, is this week's gardening challenge. I feel like I said that really fast, but hopefully you got it. But if not, get it in the skinny jeans. I can't keep doing that. Get it in the skinny jeans gardener book, guys. What an episode, everyone. Let me have a sip of my tea after that. That's a celebratory tea slurp for sure. Thank you so much, everyone, for what an amazing second week back at it. I need to learn to speak. Back at it. So much fun. You guys, I'll be honest with you. Shall I be straight with you? I'm struggling just a little bit through this third lockdown. I think a lot of us are. It's not quite the same. Speaking to you guys in the week and producing the podcast and just having you support this means the world to me. I'll be honest with you, keeping me going, keeping me not entirely, but very slightly sane. And I hope this is keeping you entertained along the way. It's such a great little family we've got. I call it a team, but we're also a little family, keeping each other company, chatting about our favourite subject that is gardening. I just want to thank you so much for joining me on the show, and it means a lot. It means a lot. All the best stuff is back next week with even more confirmed, even more Costa Gurulus. Can't pronounce his surname. We'll have to learn that. Be ready for another episode of that next week. For me here at SJG HQ, have a fantastic weekend. If you're listening on the podcast, you're legends too. Much love to everyone. Try and get outside. My biggest tip, try and get outside and enjoy time with your family and your household. Let's make sure we stick to rules. Try and enjoy some time outside. Take it all in. Technology is amazing, don't get me wrong, but having a little bit of time away from it is good, unless it's 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. Much love. Look after yourself. Facilia. Or Pacilia. You just read it off there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on.
Oh, I can't hear you, on. Done something wrong with the thing. Anyway, Alison Poo is what I got.
Good evening, Lee. How are you?
Great, mate. Your signal is always terrible, but I'm good, my friend. Excuse me. You got an allotment? When I go, don't put artificial grass on top of me, all right?
You're going to get composted, Lee?
Yeah,